Welcome and thanks for being here. Today, I want to share 3 ways to bring more power into your creative work, your what it is you offer to others, maybe your healing work, whatever you consider to be what you put yourself into. So 3 ways to bring more power into that. And the reason we are talking about this today, Friday, August 5th, and this is our little Astro vibe for Friday, August 5th, is because the moon is in Scorpio, which I talked about yesterday. And the moon is also, this morning, my time, US Pacific time, is passing through its exact first quarter. And what that means in the sky, what we see is the moon half full, right? As it's making this journey from a new moon to a full moon, we see a half moon at this time. Also, it means astrologically and energetically, it means we're in the part of the cycle, the moon cycle that began with the Leo new moon on July 28th. That has to do with a challenge that is asking us to step into higher possibilities. And so, what is it that we need to see differently or do differently or try differently that's going to help us in our intentions, in manifesting the highest possibilities for what we're becoming during this moon cycle? So, when we're hitting that first quarter moon, there's some kind of challenge, there's some kind of action or decision that is required. And with the moon in Scorpio and the sun in Leo, we've got the energy of sharing and shining your light and doing your creative work, being your most powerful self as you offer your gifts to the world. And then we have the combination of that with this very inward, internal Scorpio energy that's about feeling things and energies moving under the surface, and very creative energy too, is that Scorpio depth. It helps us access the truth that is deep within, the way that you feel in your gut when something is right. So that's the Scorpio energy, and so we're doing some deep internal work in this path, this process of shining our light more fully. And so what that can look like is challenges coming up that are asking you to really do this deeper work that you're being invited to do. And so I'm going to give you 3 ways to bring more power into your work, your creative work, your healing work, whatever kind of work feels meaningful to you. So that might be, if you're a barista, that might be, making coffee drinks. But maybe that's just a job and you feel like you go home at the end of the day and you do what is really meaningful to you. So think about what you do and what feels meaningful, and where your heart and soul energy is going. That's your work. That's the work I'm talking about. So number 1 way to bring more power into that is believe in yourself. That's a hard one. And I think I had some videos last week that were about believing in yourself, so you might want to review that for some ideas. But also just notice what are any voices you have that come up that are telling you not to believe in yourself. The not good enough, I don't really have anything to offer, mine's not better or special or different, or those kind of voices. So when you notice those, capture them, because they float away, right? They dwell there in the unconscious, under the surface, and what we want to do is bring them up into the consciousness, and that Scorpio moon energy is really helping us to do that. So notice what those voices are, and then have a dialogue with them. Maybe there's a way you could reframe it. Maybe you can think about, well, if this were a friend or somebody I cared about, what would I say to them? What would I suggest they do in response to that kind of negative, critical voice? Just brainstorm some ideas of how to work with those voices that we have, and shift them to something that serves you better so that you can believe in yourself. And so that's number one, ways to bring more power into your creative or healing or otherwise work. Number one was believe in yourself. Number two is listen, right? So take time to be receptive. What are people saying? What is happening that you need to hear that you've maybe been closed off to in the past? Or what is some guidance that maybe is, whispering in your ear? Some of those loved ones who have passed on, or some spirit guides, or just the universe speaking to you. For some of us, that might be God. What is it you need to listen to, and hear that you can't hear when you're closed off for various reasons? So listen, be open, be receptive to what is happening beyond the obvious, getting between the lines, and really listening to what's coming your way, what is being shared with you that you can then integrate into your creative work. Okay, so number one was believe in yourself. Number two was listen. Number three is go where you are guided. So this is an intuition thing. And water moons are really good for working with intuition, right? They're not logical. So what feels right? What does your heart want? What are you feeling like? Might be something to try. Maybe try something that feels outside the box or feels uncomfortable. This is the time to explore, especially when it feels like when you're really listening and what you're hearing is, try this or do it this way, or maybe go have this experience first before you come back to it, or, whatever it might be. Go where you are guided, go with the flow, allow, right? That feeling of allowing is like letting the water flow where it naturally wants to go. That's the invitation. Where does gravity pulling you? Where are the forces of nature just saying, if you just relaxed and went with this, this is what it might look like. So try to listen and go where you are guided. All right. So to recap, 3 ways to bring more power into your creative work. And again, we're talking about this today because the Scorpio moon is forming a first quarter square, or first quarter, and it's a waxing square with the sun, technical term in astrology. And we're talking about or the moon is bringing this energy to us that's inviting us to align with the possibility for a shift. And so there's something new that can come if we shift our perspective, if we open to new ways, new possibilities, new ways of approaching things. So to do that, my three tips are: number one, believe in yourself. Look at the ways where you have trouble with that and address them. Number two, listen. Open your heart and mind and listen. Number three, go where you are guided. Let yourself be the water to flow where it feels natural and follow your intuition. All right, give those a try. Let me know what you think, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for daily updates, and I will let you know how you can optimize your self-care on each day by sharing the Astro vibe and tips for stepping into that unshakable self-care according to what is up for the day. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.